Baby, baby, come back.
Yeah, it's a catchy song, isn't it?
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. You got a hold on me. Baby, come back. Are we live?
Yeah, we're published.
We are live. Oh, I forgot to put the show notes in there.
The fuck?
What are you doing?
I'm watching our funny video.
What funny video?
Say spooky.
It's on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Cool. The oh yeah, what did I just wanted to do? I always forget, man. I always forget.
Welcome to the show.
What are you zoomed in on?
I'm not zoomed. Well, you had it.
Zoom in on like something in the front. You know, while we set up. We're just setting up. I wanted to put the show notes and then we'll get started.
We have one follower right now.
Say what's up.
What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Who's watching? Let's say hello.
Well, if they comment, the chat is open.
Let's comment. Let's see what we got.
Welcome to the HAARP program. What is the HAARP acronym? HAARP. HAARP is the acronym.
Yeah.
What is HAARP? Jeopardy question.
Okay, go ahead.
What's HAARP?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, do you know what it is?
It's a high frequency active aurora
Fucking no,
research program or project, whatever you want to say.
Program project. They would like to believe that it is a project. All right, cool, man.
Built in 1993 by the government.
Yeah, there was a cool article in Weird New Jersey.
About what? Let me guess.
What?
Fucking Bigfoot, Jersey Devil. Maybe the Bigfoot is the Jersey Devil. I don't fucking know.
What are you talking about? You have to read it. People can't. People
That's
don't know
cool.
what we're looking at. When Blairstown became Scare Town, the filming of Friday the 13th, original one, because it was filmed here in New Jersey, upstate. It's like an hour and 48 minutes away from us.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. I like it.
Well, when I was on my travels for work this week,
You went up there?
no, we passed Haddonfield, New Jersey.
Oh, down south, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where actually they got the name from. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah.
Haddonfield and the town next to it is Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Now, well, Deborah Hill, who was part of the original team with John Carpenter, she picked that because she was from around here.
Haddonfield, New Jersey.
It's funny, though, right?
It is kind of funny. There's a lot of ties to New Jersey.
There is. It's pretty cool that there is.
I say we open up the show talking about
All right. We could do it, man.
Halloween.
I mean, people want to hear about your thoughts on the Halloween trailer. All right. We'll get this show started.
Let's do it.
So we are live.
Fucking live, bitches.
Yo, G, we are live. Case File 31, the HAARP program or project, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
What does it stand for again?
The high frequency
Active Aurora.
Wait, say that again?
Aurora.
Aurora
Project.
Aurora Borealis.
It's pretty crazy, man. This is a conspiracy that can spawn in many different directions. And
Well, the more I looked into this, like, it's kind of funny.
why?
Like, well, going into it, like, I had a preconceived notion of what I thought the outcome was going to be.
Really?
And I have a totally different outlook now.
What did you think going in?
Like, that they control the weather, that they control our minds, that they do this and that with it.
That's what a lot of people think that is going on up there.
Yep.
But, yeah, the more you look into it, it's just like any government facility, which we're just going to jump into this.
Sure.
But it started in the 90s, and then all of a sudden,
1993.
yeah, now it's dissipated. So who knows where or, you know.
Well, I'll tell you.
You got some theories.
Yeah, I got
you
some
and your theories.
I love those theories.
You just want to jump to, like, let's just jump. Let's just jump to the theories.
No. Let's play some music. We'll intro the show. We just introed the show. And then we'll get on Halloween, the new trailer that came out.
Oh, yeah, that just
Dropped
dropped Friday.
Friday.
So not too long ago, man. Here it is. Welcome to Nightmare 365.
Case File 31.
Welcome to Nightmare 365.
This is the center of weirdness for the entire planet.
There's tons of unsolved mysteries out there. The Jersey Devil. Witches still exist.
What about monsters?
Do you believe in ghosts?
Bigfoot is not out there.
Bigfoot is definitely out there. UFOs are real?
UFOs might be real.
Do you believe in conspiracies?
I consider myself a conspiracy theorist.
I want to believe in all these case files.
Trust no one. The government lies to you.
We're just two brothers exploring the unexplained, mysterious, and spookiness that lives among us. Yeah.
Joe's on here. Joe's commenting.
Yeah, he wants the theories.
He does.
He wants the theories now. So, HAARP program, but we want to talk about the new Halloween trailer that dropped on Friday. What are your thoughts on it? Because if you look around the studio, there's tons of Halloween stuff. Right behind you,
You're wearing a Halloween shirt.
I'm wearing a Halloween shirt because the Halloween trailer just dropped a few days ago. How do you feel? Well, this is Halloween 2.
Yeah, that is Halloween 2.
Which I don't know why. Here's my thoughts on it. I love the trailer.
Okay.
I'm excited to see it. I don't really enjoy remakes. I don't like reboots, remakes, stuff like that because it's just...
Well, it's not a remake, I don't think.
No, it's not. But what I'm saying is production companies, I've said this numerous of times, a number of times, just saying that it's usually just a money grab.
This doesn't look like a money grab.
No,
though.
but you know what I'm saying. Like
I get that.
The whole thing, like Rob Zombie, we had a discussion about that today, where like the Rob Zombie...
You guys
movies,
went after it.
I didn't go after it. I'm just saying.
He did.
Like, he did. He didn't like the comments.
He thought like
your buddy, his buddy, Matty didn't like the comments. Another Matt.
Yeah. Another Matt didn't like the Rob. Well, he loved the Rob Zombie, he liked them.
He just said they were entertaining, which I get. But my thing with the whole remakes, reboots is they just want money, and they're trying to capitalize on something that worked and it became like a cult classic, you know. But anyway, this one does look pretty sweet.
It does,
and there's a twist to it. You know, if you looked into it and you just watch the trailer, you can surmise that it just takes place right after the first one.
You think the first one?
Yeah. If
the first two?
No. I thought it would make more sense if they did after the second one.
Okay.
You know, because if you watch after the first one, there's no spoiler alerts here. After the first one, he goes, I shot him 6 times, and he's not there, right?
Correct.
He just walks away or gets up, or he's not on the ground anymore, and the movie ends.
Yeah.
And in the second one, it's more realistic that they kind of captured him, right?
Yeah.
Because at the
they
end,
burned him alive.
Yeah, Loomis gets burned, and then that's where they pick up, you know, in 4 and 5.
Sure.
Where they kind of explain it, make a good thing at it, you know, the whole case. But this one, clearly, they state, all right, picks up after the first one, because they say in the trailer a number of times he killed 3 people that night.
Yes, yep.
You know, and he killed a lot more in the second one than he did in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also they say, oh, that's his brother, you know, that's Laurie Strode's brother. And then they say, no, that's just a rumor.
Yeah.
Because they didn't say in the first one that they were related.
Correct.
They didn't come and say that until the second one. So, in my opinion, it looks great. I can't wait to see it in October. It's going to be a great month for movies because Goosebumps comes out too. So I'm looking forward to that. But the Halloween...
The mask looks sick.
You like the mask?
Yeah, I like it.
I do. But, I mean, it looks like it's aged.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny, but...
I like it.
I guess it's been sitting around. So that's what they're saying. 40 years?
Yeah,
40 years. Because it came out in 1978. So...
Well, that and, like, the way they set it up, like, those 2 guys went to interview, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis.
It looks good,
like,
man.
You don't believe in him?
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, it does look good, man. She looks pissed.
She does look pissed.
But again, too, like, I wish they picked it up after 2, because I think it would be a great storyline. They could have done a lot with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the second one, a lot of people hated it. You know, it wasn't the original Myers. He walked slower and he didn't do as much. But I thought it was good. I thought it was a good sequel, but... Are you looking forward to it? Is that one of the movies we should see?
I think
it's like we saw Strangers.
Yes.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
So, let's jump into what we're here for. The HAARP program.
Yep.
I don't think too many people know about this program.
You don't think so?
No.
Well, isn't it on like the top 10 conspiracy theorists or conspiracy theories?
It might be. I don't know. I didn't look into that as far as, you know, where it rates on the conspiracy list.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe, because this seems to branch out into a lot of different things. You can go anywhere with this.
Yep. And if you start looking into the HAARP program.
Yeah, which we said it is, which HAARP stands for.
The High Frequency Active Auroral Program.
Yeah, and this is a program that studies the ionosphere, which is, if people don't know what the ionosphere is, it's the upper atmosphere
Correct.
of the Earth.
Yep.
And so
what it essentially does is they can heat up
yeah,
the ionosphere.
and this was a program to say, all right, we're going to test the way like satellites communicate, right? Radio waves,
Yep.
Stuff that we're doing now, like a podcast, how the podcast can actually communicate with everybody around the world.
Well, yeah, and they
transmissions.
Like looking into it, they said that they boosted or
enhanced
submarine communication with nuclear subs.
Yeah, they did, and this was all funded by the government. I mean, every
DARPA. There's a lot of funding behind
U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Navy, the University of Alaska Fairbanks was in on this. The Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or also known as DARPA, was in this. And a lot of people, there's a lot of stuff around DARPA that people think, is a big conspiracy as well. So it is interesting. And also, we think of this as an American conspiracy.
Joe wants me to put back on the headphones.
Yeah, put back on the headphones. But
no, it's not just not an American thing where is it in Alaska?
Where?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know. How do you say that again? I was fucking it up before.
Gakona, Alaska.
That's what a G, folks.
Yep.
And yeah, what I found interesting too, because I always thought this was just an American government thing, conspiracy.
No, they have them all around the world.
Well, yeah, finding and looking into this and research, doing a little bit more, because
Russia has one, China has one.
Who did a video the History Channel had a documentary thing on this as well, and then also didn't Jesse Ventura?
Yeah, Jesse Ventura went up. He just went up to Alaska though.
And he said that he was denied access. They tried to get access to the actual base at the time.
Yep.
And I think when they were filming, that it was still an active base.
Yes. I think he went in 7 or 8 years after it was open. Now it's open to the public because I think technology advanced so much that they probably just...
Well, we always talk about that too, and how we say the government's always 10, 20, maybe even 30 years ahead of us.
Oh, yeah.
So who the heck knows in 1993 when this first started, when this first opened, that this HAARP program, what it actually does, studying, comes out, and now all right, 2014, they planned on closing the plant. But then there was I kept reading different things.
Yeah.
They said, all right, 2013, we're shutting down, but it was still active. Then 2014, all right, we're shutting down. All right, now we're handing over the keys to the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Yeah,
they're
going to continue the science.
Yeah, to continue the research and stuff.
Which, that's a little shady.
What, that the government's just we don't need this. But
pretty much, yeah. So that they were oh, yeah, it's still an active base. All right, now you can have it.
But they had to pay for it. I read they had to still, flip the bill for the actual, whatever they were, the diesel gas tanks or generators that were actually running this plant.
Yeah, so if people haven't looked into this, it's spread over 35 acres in Alaska. There's 180 antenna towers, and there's a high frequency and a low frequency net underneath each other.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like, remember those old antennas you used to have on top of your house?
Yeah, for the TVs.
Yeah, for the TVs. It basically looks like that.
I don't know if people remember those. Those are...
Remember we had one?
Yeah, we did.
So they basically look like that, and there's 180 of them stacked very, very close together.
I mean, we could pull a picture up on our YouTube, but...
we put one on our Instagram page.
Yeah, check it out.
Nightmare 365.
That's right.
Yeah, so there's 180 of them. They're spread over 35 acres in there. And they can heat up the ionosphere, as we told you before. And they can actually, yes, they can control weather.
Well, it's been proven.
It's been proven, yes.
If people don't know, just look up cloud seeding.
Yep, that's a real thing too.
Yeah, I mean, that's what really is controlling the weather, right? You have a cloud.
Yep.
And then you want to make it rain or whatever it is. And then you just kind of, I don't know the whole science behind it, but watching videos, you can find tons of them on YouTube.
Yeah, cloud seeding.
Yeah, so that is a thing. And what was the Ho Chi Minh Trail?
Yeah.
In Vietnam?
Yeah, they actually did that.
Yeah.
They denied it at first, and then they came out how many ever years later and said, yep, they did cloud seed to make it rain
to flood out.
Yeah. Which if they were doing it back then, what, the 60s, 70s?
Yeah, in Vietnam War. So 60s.
So you figure 50, 60 years later, you don't think they have more technology or better technology?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when this first came out in 93, we were young. So we probably didn't hear about this.
7 years old, yeah.
Yeah, so
Ted Stevens, right, from Alaska, the senator, got approval.
Yeah, he was the Republican Ted Stevens, or was the U.S. senator.
U.S. senator from
that
Alaska.
helped win this like grant or money, and it was crazy the amount of money that actually funded this project alone. Like us as taxpayers flipping the bill.
Yep.
What was it? This whole program just in 2008. So I couldn't only imagine what in 1993 it equates to now, the amount of money. But $250 million to really, construction, tax-funded money for this program, for this facility.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it's funny that we don't know anything.
Well, yeah, that's my problem with whole, government black book spending.
Because they don't have to tell you anything, and they just keep taxing you.
Yeah,
and we don't do anything about it.
We're paying for it. That's what kind of pisses me off most about all these government programs and all this stuff. Yes, I do think don't get me wrong, I do think we need to have some secret programs, for our safety, because if
no, yeah,
if we're ever at war with
happens.
if we're ever at war with some other country, we don't want all of our secrets out there.
I get it,
but like this, come on, we're funding the project and you can't tell us anything.
Well, I mean, they do tell us stuff. It was meant to prove the communications between both civilian and military.
So what most I don't know if
navigation systems, so GPS in your car.
Yeah, so the way it improves communication, right, is it not only heats up the ionosphere, but it creates almost a mirror effect up there. So satellites or communication ports can bounce the signals off of that mirror up in the ionosphere anywhere in the world.
So you were saying before when we started this that you had a certain preconceived notion about this before going in. Mm-hmm. What was it?
The preconceived notion, was that they control weather around the world.
Yeah.
To our enemies, to basically either drought or what we just talked about, rain.
Well,
or any big storms.
I was reading on a lot of both sides on this.
Yep.
And I was trying to watch as much video of scientists and trying to get a good perspective of what they thought. Sure. There's a lot of people that said, no, this is just, conspiracy theorists being crazy and nutty. And then other people were saying, no, this is really true. We should really watch out for it. Even in our lifetime, they talk about, we were affected by this. Superstorm Sandy.
Yeah.
And they say that it was really intensified because of stuff like this. And it's almost that they were saying they can't really control it, but they can enhance it, like you were saying.
Yes.
So we could say, hey, there's a storm going this way, right? And all right, we don't like these people. Let's enhance it.
It almost I don't know if you watched the movie. I watched it on the plane. Geostorm.
No, I never saw it. Never even heard of
it. It was basically the weather on Earth got so bad that they needed a satellite up in space to control the weather.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
I wouldn't see, and this is the thing, where we talk about trust no one, don't trust the government, and the government lies to you. I really believe that, man. The more I'm learning and the more I learn about people, not to trust anybody, not to trust the government, what they say, even the news, when you see something that happens locally that affects you. There was something that happened here, what was it, a month ago.
Okay.
Somebody got murdered and put in the hospital.
Anthony Bourdain?
No, not that, man. But things like this, and it was affected the community, and you kind of know what's going on. But then when the news reports on it, they put a spin on it. You're like, well, that's not the whole story.
Well, they always put spins on it, all the news and shit.
Well, that makes me always wonder and always question stuff like this.
Yeah.
This comes out in 2000 or 1993. Mm-hmm. What were they actually doing up there? And what was, we always see documents, right, that say, all right, classified or here's a document like this piece of paper, and everything's like blacked out besides like a few words or paragraphs or names.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, well, we don't really know what's going on. You could say like nice things in those 2 sentences,
sure,
but the rest is all blacked out. And who's to say that they weren't doing this at the time?
I'm sure they were.
And I'm trying to think of like anything from like 93 to like this time, like if anything really did happen.
Well, like storm-wise?
Well, just storms, anything, you know, that is just really out of the ordinary. And I mean, the only thing that pops up in my mind that really affected us, like I said, was Superstorm Sandy.
Yeah.
Sandy, that really intensified. You know, they started calling it, what was it? Just like a regular storm. Then it became like, what was it? Like a tropical storm.
Yeah.
And then,
hurricane, then superstorm.
It just kept getting intensified the closer it got. And it's like,
but why would they want to do that on like their own country though? See, that's my thing. Like,
well, yeah, that's with anything, right? You got to follow the money. What's the motive? You know, who benefits from this?
Well, who? I mean, yeah, I guess you know. What year was that? 2000 and that was 5 or 6 years ago. 2012. So we're still in a recession.
I mean,
you would think like you would kind of.
I don't.
2008 started it.
Yeah. See, this thing, it's just. You can go anywhere with this conspiracy. Maybe this is why this is one of the most top conspiracy. But I don't even think of this as a conspiracy.
Well, I don't either. But like, which I found like interesting was they blamed TWA Flight 800.
I saw that.
Like, how?
I don't know, man. Like, this is where it gets really weird and why a lot of people think this is a conspiracy, you know, and the big one is weaponizing the weather, right? That's like the biggest one that this program, this HAARP program is targeted for.
Yeah, yeah.
And what was the gentleman's name? Eastland, the physicist.
Oh, Bernard Eastland?
Yeah, he was the one who...
The MIT guy?
Put in a lot of patents. I'll pull up his information.
Well, like this technology, as we were talking about before, is taken from Nikola Tesla.
That's what I found really fascinating.
If you look at his free energy and what he was doing up in Wardenclyffe, New York, he wanted to basically give free energy to everybody.
Yeah, and I think we should do something on him because he's a fascinating guy.
Yeah, that was fascinating. So basically, like, he wanted to free energy, so there would be no like power lines, no nothing. It would just be controlled by this central tower that will give out free energy to everybody and free cell service. Like a lot of his like technologies and like patents are what we use today.
It's crazy, right? There's so many amazing
like remote
documentaries
controls
on him. Yeah, he was a guy ahead of his time.
Way ahead of his time.
And him and Edison got together when he first came over here to America.
Yeah, for AC current.
Yeah, and they were the AC/DC kind of thing going against each other. But if anybody really wants to go into a good rabbit hole and learn something, check out Nikola Tesla and anything under his name.
Yep.
I mean, just some of the stuff that he created and
not the
where
car.
he was going. No, but people associate any of that stuff with people like that.
Correct. Yeah.
But yeah, this Bernard Eastland guy, he was the MIT, physicist from Columbia University, and he had what? He had over 53 patents or peer-reviewed scientific papers, also 23 U.S. patents for applications such as well drilling, sterilization, medical devices, high-intensity lighting, atmospheric plasma heating.
There you go.
HAARP. Yeah, there was a lot of things that this guy was associated.
He claimed that they stole his technology, right? Stole the patent.
Yeah, he also got a lot of his stuff from Nikola Tesla.
Yep.
Like
a lot of people did, yeah.
Yeah, he took a lot of what Nikola Tesla was,
envisioning
and then trying to make this work. And the same thing, yeah.
Why no one's been able to replicate Nikola Tesla's work is because he didn't write it all down.
No.
It was all based off of what he saw in his head.
Yeah, it's crazy,
and
right?
his dreams. Isn't that and he claimed, this is where he becomes an oddball, is he said someone spoke to him in his dreams.
Yeah.
And that's how he created all this stuff.
Well, think about a person like that, right? Who has this in their head.
Yep.
And that can create this, just looking at some of this stuff, and I understand certain things, but there's a lot of, smaller parts that I have no clue like how they would work, or like just think about if we were transplanted into the future or back into the past and we had to explain like some of the stuff that we're doing now, even like the show.
Yep. Like cell phones or microphones.
I couldn't recreate this. Like there's technology that could do this. So I know like, all right, I put this cord here for the microphone. You know, I set this recorder up here so I could record, plug it then into my computer and upload it to, you know, wherever it goes. But at the same time, I can't envisioning what these people see in their heads. So, I mean, maybe they're so far ahead of us that, maybe them seeing some of this stuff is really real. And we don't even know.
Yep.
I don't know. But this guy was, I guess you could say this guy
was like Bernard, a Tesla of our time.
Sort of. But like this Bernard guy, he kind of fueled a conspiracy theorist just because of some of the patents that he did put forth, you know, with like the heating, the ionosphere and the plasma and the controlling the weather and stuff like that. But you also have to say like these people are visionaries. So they're trying to say, you know, that's like people buying domain names, right? Like anything that you could think of, like Nightmare 365, I'm going to buy it before these guys take it over. And then it becomes really big.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to make some money off of it. So maybe he was just seeing all the potential things that this could be used for.
Sure.
That he put this in, but now like conspiracy theorists, like I guess we are, that run with this kind of stuff, and we have no comprehension.
Well, did you have like a preconceived notion of what this thing was, or you really didn't know too much about it?
Well, over the years, I've heard about it, right?
Sure.
From watching like the History Channel documentary, or you know,
Jesse
Ventura's program, and things like that.
Yep.
And it always intrigued me, but I never thought about it outside of the scope of saying like, how can they really control the weather? And like you were saying before, like what's the purpose? Like if I was controlling the weather and you live next door to me and I'm trying to mess you up, but then like I also get messed up in the process, like what is it really good for?
Yeah, well, see, they can, I don't think they can really control it, but they can manipulate in a certain way, though.
Yeah, like how can you control like flooding, hurricanes, earthquakes?
Well, I think with cloud seeding, right, you can control that.
Droughts.
So like you wouldn't have droughts over certain places, but
I'm going to try to find the article. There was an article.
Do you have one of those videos where when the people who live up there go and film around it when it's turned on, like the noise it makes?
Is there like
HAARP noise? I think it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos if you look on YouTube.
Do you think that's what like people like, you know, skyquakes are?
Yeah. So there's a lot of things. If you just go on YouTube and just type in skyquake, type in HAARP noise, type in just like, what is it? So many different like weird noise, strange noises, like earth groans.
Yep.
Just type in any of those things and you could hear this. I'll play this one video. This is from like they have it titled Skyquake in Finland in 2012. So maybe this is them doing, you know, some type of HAARP program. Like we said, they are all around the world. It's not just in Alaska and the United States.
Correct.
You know, it's over in Europe, China. Where else did I see that they had programs? I had the thing pulled up before.
China. I think Australia has one.
Norway. There's a bunch of things that they have this stuff. But listen to this. This is just a skyquake. So see if you could hear it. It's low in this video, but I'm going to play a couple other ones. Like just watching these videos, these things creep me out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, see where they are? Imagine us just standing in like the middle of the woods and you hear this noise. It sounds like something from the movie War of the Worlds.
That or Independence Day in the very beginning.
Yeah, and you don't know what's going on or where it's coming from. Because I even watched the Joe Rogan Questions Everything, where he had the HAARP program, chemtrails all mixed into one.
Okay.
And where they play like some of these, you know, where do they call it? I watched it like a bunch of times because I thought it was really good. But let's play another one. But even them, like they talk about like this sound emanates from, they think, like this island, but you don't hear it when you're next to the island. But you know, you walk away from it, and all of a sudden you could hear it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy. Yeah, this one video I want to share in our show notes too. HAARP, Facts, Truth, and Proof. I think this guy, Marcus
Crane, yeah.
Yeah, he did a great job in the video. Like, kind of picked apart some BS, but also gave you really good information.
Cool. So this is.
But he plays like interviews of people talking about
triggering massive rainstorms or droughts.
And this was the
even hurricane steering would be possible.
History Channel thing.
The atmosphere and building up high
I think it's possible. Like, the more I looked into this and the more I started reading, like, I don't have any understanding about this, but I wouldn't put it past it. Like, the government kind of does this kind of stuff.
So here's my theory. Okay.
Oh yeah, here's another video that because he plays a lot of Skyquake things. It's faint in some of them.
Okay, so
let's say.
Keep going ahead, and a few more examples.
Like, those are just weird noises.
Yeah.
Like, if you were outside and listening to that, like how would you interpret that? What would you think was going on? Like,
I don't know.
Because they don't sound like they're coming from like down the street.
Sure.
They sound like the whole world can hear this.
I've never heard one. Have you?
No, but like, there's tons of videos.
Yep.
Like, you type in, I mean, I could just go around. We'll type in another one. Like, this one was Skyquakes, but I could just type in HAARP noise and then around the world. And there's, I mean, this one just alone, 12,000 hits. But you could listen to some of them. It sounds like a dinosaur.
Kind of does, yeah.
Like if you were there, like, what the fuck? I would think like we're being attacked by something.
Oh, like aliens?
Aliens or whatever.
Yeah, man.
I mean, there's just tons of videos so people could actually look that up.
Well, see, that brought into what I was looking at too, was the CERN project.
Oh, yeah.
CERN.
Oh yeah,
like, that's a topic for a totally different day, and that's basically like Stranger Things coming to life.
Was it like a program or?
It's a program. Yep.
Let me see. I'm just gonna look it up.
Like, they open up black holes and like otherworldly things.
Was this it?
Go to the videos.
Is it under any of these? What is CERN doing? Bizarre clouds over. Is it like the hologram things?
No,
stuff like that.
Go to YouTube. Woodward. The video I sent you today.
Let me just click on it. Hold on. Let me get it from under here.
Well, so here's my theory, because like a lot of people like say, like, you know, HAARP is, you know, nothing now, and I as I do believe that now, it's not. But in the very beginning, like when it started, I think it was something.
This program, you're saying?
A project management tool called
Yeah. He has a video about CERN.
And this is what it feels like.
Damn, skip this ad. We don't need this. I don't want to get kicked off either. So this is Woodward TV. This was published in 2017. What you need to know about CERN and why you need to be awake.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a 15-minute long video, but
I'll definitely check it out. But what's like the whole premise? What is really up to research facilities or the doorway to the dark? It's just them opening up black holes or something like that.
Yes, on Earth.
See, that freaks me out.
Right?
I mean, this alone, just with the noises, freaks me out. But now thinking, like, why would the government want to do this shit? It's like, what's that movie? The Mist.
Yeah.
Where they kind of open up that portal and something comes through.
That's fucking awesome.
And then he's like, fuck it. At the end, I'm just gonna kill everybody in the car. And then he sees like they're actually winning.
But yeah. So getting back to my theory, right?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I believe in the beginning it was something to control the weather, to control the ionosphere, to control, like...
I think the government's trying to do anything, not to cut you off, but like the government tries to do anything that they can to get like an upper hand on everybody.
Why wouldn't you?
And it's just like, all right, let's just try to see if we can control the weather.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great weather, like a weapon.
Well, so here's like another thing that one of the videos was talking about, which kind of made sense to me, is if they can heat up the ionosphere, right?
Yeah.
And Nikola Tesla was trying to create free energy, or the death ray gun. You ever hear that?
Yeah.
By him. And they were probably trying to do this. So let's say if North Korea fired a missile over here, that they can pretty much shoot it down.
And turn it into dust.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, but a lot of people will say, like, okay, what is this going to do over America? Well, HAARP is actually mobile because it's on a ship. Did you see that thing?
Yeah.
So I think that HAARP at one time was like the leading edge of technology in 1993, probably, of controlling the weather, controlling mines, controlling, whatever you want to say it was controlling. Technology evolved. It got so advanced now, right, that you probably don't even realize, or it got so small that they can just, out of like a...
Well, you also have to think, like, what you're saying is any of these programs, right? It could start off, somewhere. And we always try to
evolve.
Yeah, we always try to pinpoint it, right? Like, it's at this location.
Yeah, like Area 51.
Yeah, they're doing crazy shit here. But this could just be, like, one piece of the bigger puzzle.
Sure.
Like, this is just, all right, we're going to let you know about this place in Alaska that has 180 antennas. But you know what? 3 miles down the road, there's a smaller thing that we're not going to tell you about.
Yeah, so I think it got the technology evolved, and it got small and compact. So you don't need 35 acres now. You probably just need 1, acre.
Yeah,
right?
And not even that. Like, think about how many facilities around the world are actually doing this now.
Well, and HAARP was supposedly that they can detect underground military bases.
Dude.
So I think that the technology that the government has is limitless. I really do.
I think so. They're so far, like,
whatever you can comprehend or whatever you can think in the movies or in this and that,
they're probably already doing.
They're probably already doing it.
What do you think if some of the stuff that's like leaked out, like say the mist, they leak out certain information that we get, and then they're like, oh crap, that's a great idea, or they get ideas from movies, like like something in the mist, like let's open up a portal and we can get like these
CERN, they're
these
doing
monsters.
That. Yep, they're doing that.
Yeah, or like just look at Star Trek where they were saying like how advanced they were with their technology.
Sure.
And then for somebody to say, you know what, I think we could do that.
I'm sure we could. Imagine you can get to Mars in like an hour. I mean, look at the Concorde, right? They never thought that was possible, getting from New York to London in under 3 hours. On a regular plane, it takes you about, depending on the winds, like 6 hours, 6.5, 7 hours.
Yeah, think about back in the day,
the Concorde
on the ship, a couple months. Now,
so now
it's a couple hours.
So you think they had that technology about 20 years ago, right?
Yeah, but
like supersonic.
My whole thing too with any of these programs or with anything, like how can they keep such a secret with anything? It's going back to like, the world order taking over and saying like there's, the earth is flat.
Well, I think like need to know people, I mean, that's how certain stuff leaks out though, I think. And that's why conspiracy theories run with certain things, because certain things leak out.
Yeah.
So you can't keep like everybody under wraps about things, right?
Yeah, but then why doesn't like more like my only question with some of this stuff is I try to keep an open mind with all this kind of crap that we talk about in these case files, but at the same time, it's like how come people really don't believe some of this stuff? Or,
because it doesn't affect them. I think they're so naive that it doesn't affect them, so they don't care.
Yeah, it's like
that doesn't affect me, so like that's probably not real.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Or they don't see it, so it's not real.
Right? That's the whole thing with like spying on us. Oh, it doesn't matter until like they really start spying on you. And it's like, shit.
Yep. Then you're done.
Yeah.
Well, they're already spying on everybody.
No, I know, but I'm saying like
so
the whole
it's kind of funny. Like people
thing.
Are like, oh, like take for example, Mom. I find her hysterical.
Why?
Because she's like, oh, don't put that in the garbage. They'll get your name.
They already know who you are.
And I'm like, are you serious? Like, they already know, like, everything about you.
How many pieces of paper have you had your name on?
Correct.
How many times have you given something information?
Yep.
I always think about that, too. Like, when we send text messages back and forth, and I'm like...
who's reading these?
Well, like, I'm like, shit, I shouldn't have
those
sent that
dick
not even like that information, but just like some information like, oh, you're like, oh, I need to get on this, account that we have. Here's my password. And
what's been happening a lot lately to me, I don't know if it's been happening to you.
Is this creepy?
I'll think of something that I want to buy or that I'm going to look for. I haven't typed in a Google search. I haven't typed it in anywhere. I've talked about it on the phone or on text messages.
You haven't or have?
Like, I'll talk about it on text or a phone.
Yeah.
But I haven't, like, searched it on, like, a web browser yet.
And it'll come up?
And it will come up in, like, ads.
That is creepy. I mean, I know they have the technology to, put little devices. So say I was walking through Lowe's one time, and I know on certain things, if you have a certain phone, you could walk past it.
Correct, yeah.
And then it'll come out, bloop, and, like, later I get home and, like, I have all these ads.
But, like, come on.
Well, we had a friend, the ghost, who actually had the same information to talk about where he didn't search anything. This is the story he told me, was he was just talking with his brother.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden he got home and then there was like ads. And
Yes.
he was like, I don't know if it was a coincidence or if this was just something that like, the phone heard.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it picked up on.
It's not.
Well, that's the same thing with like on my computer right here, right? I have the little, you would say it's like a piece of tape over the actual like webcam.
Yeah.
But then like my microphone's still exposed.
Yep.
So like they may not be able to see me, but
They'll hear you.
they could hear us.
Or
And
through the TV.
it's crazy. So do you think maybe some of this, like, and see, this is where I see the program going.
HAARP?
Yeah, like I know they're trying to, we think like they're just shooting up these beams to control the weather.
Sure.
But they like in a lot of the reports, a lot of the papers, the patents, things like that, if you look at it,
Yeah.
they talk about, communications, right?
Correct.
GPS, navigation,
Yep.
like just anything that
Ground
surrounds,
penetrating radar.
like, yeah,
GPR.
anything.
That was like another
communication.
big thing that this program like wanted to
Right,
research.
and see how many areas that they were trying to research and develop and use.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this is all really connected. Maybe this is connected to different communications. Maybe they wanted to like send up signals to, track your phone or my phone or anybody that they deemed suspicious or dangerous. And this always gets back to the point too, where it comes like I'm almost like, I wouldn't say fearful, but like
Technology?
yeah, where it's like, all right, I have a little thing in the back of my head that says, all right, this is kind of creepy. But then it's like, you see something like 9/11
Yeah.
and it's like, all right, they had
really went down that rabbit hole.
well, I did over the last couple of days, man. But this is just my point. My point is saying, all right, they were doing this in 1993, and that's what? More than 10 years before, or close to 10 years.
Yep.
Before 9/11.
Correct.
So they had like this technology. We always say they're so advanced, and we have all these different programs that they put in place to like try to track us, spy on us, so, like better communications, better, like satellites, all this kind of crap. But at the end of the day, it's like we still can't catch some of these bad people,
I mean, they did. They knew about 9/11 before it was going to happen.
and they just never did anything about it.
Correct. Like, well,
Shit, dude.
people always talk about that with like me.
Why you?
I think you know why.
Okay.
And here's the thing: you get intelligence reports every day, or we do, right?
The United States government.
Yeah, and you hear the same crap over and over again. Like, all right, these people are imminent attack. Blah blah blah.
Right.
And every day it's like, all right, well, it falls on deaf ears after a while.
No, it does. Like
So in July of 2001, the president was briefed that Al Qaeda bin Laden was gonna attack the U.S. and they never really thought like it was gonna happen until it does. Look at Pearl Harbor; they knew.
I have a totally different outlook on the whole thing.
Why?
I know it's not a topic, and I know we want to discuss it,
Sure.
and I think we should.
Yep.
But it's just like the HAARP program.
Yep.
And these conspiracies. If you jump down that rabbit hole, which I have with the 9/11 recently,
Rabbit hole. # rabbit hole. Rabbit hole.
but
Hole of the rabbit.
I don't know what to believe anymore.
Why?
I really don't. I don't know, like, if people are giving me facts. I don't know if you're right or if you're wrong. I don't know if the research I'm doing online is correct. And I don't know how anybody can look me in the eye
And tell me
like
no.
the flat Earth people or anybody, you know, because we had a lot of big backlash from the flat Earth you know, that we did the podcast.
I love that one.
But what I'm saying is, how can you give me backlash because your information is correct? How do you know some of this information?
Sure.
If they're listening to us and they're really like tracking us with the government,
sure.
you know, like the people, the CIA, all these people, like, and they really have a hold on us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, couldn't they just put out so much disinformation and control every website? You know, like the whole net neutrality kind of thing.
Did they try to do that with net neutrality?
Yeah, and even reading that, you get kind of confused. It's like, yes, you know, they want to put a whole, you know, like there's so much crap that we don't even know. Like even like with the HAARP program, I think we're only seeing like 1%.
Oh hell yeah, man!
Of
You're
what is really true.
All of it.
Because same thing with like 9/11. There was so many things that kind of started turning me around. Like the whole like, yeah, we knew this was gonna happen, but you know, we like, all right, we let it happen.
Yeah,
and it's like,
why would you let it happen?
Right? Who benefits it from it? You know, like what companies do, like you know what people do.
Correct.
But then also like hearing certain things, and then even watching these videos. Like I watched the video where they say like this guy interviewed Bin Laden, you know, like months before 9/11 attack actually happened.
Yeah, why couldn't you just kill him right then and there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
and they were also saying like the CIA couldn't find this guy in a cave, but this like journalist did.
Well, he was treated in 1992, 1993 by U.S. Marines, and they could have killed him there. Like that's what I found funny about the whole like 9/11 Bin Laden thing was Bill Clinton had a chance to kill him before 9/11.
Yeah, and then
he didn't.
Then you hear like he was a CIA operative. Then you hear all these theories, and then like even watching the videos that these people are making great points that yes, it is a conspiracy.
Sure.
But then they tell me like, oh yeah, this journalist died, like the guy who interviewed him, you know, like months before 9/11. So then I started because I tried to do my own research, and I did
about that guy.
Yeah, and I found out he's still living. He's like 84 years old.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, well,
if you got that wrong, what else did you get wrong?
Right. And then I start to question like everything. And then, yes, some of the points that they make is like so obvious. And I'm like, holy shit, how come I didn't see that before?
Matty Douglas questions everything.
I do,
New
man.
show coming soon.
I really do. And I try to take everything at face value.
Yep.
Just because of shit like this, man. Like even HAARP. Like if they're so fucked up to like try to do some of this shit, and if they really want to fuck us up with the weather, like to think, you know, they messed up.
Yeah.
And say if they did try to control the weather and it backfired and hit us, right?
Yeah,
it
probably did.
Hit New Jersey with Superstorm Sandy.
Yeah.
And it fucked up like our area is still like kind of recovering. They're still building houses, you know, by us. And it's like, why do we let this shit happen?
Because I don't think most people look into it far enough.
Yeah, and this
like, so, all right, so let's say, hypothetically say, Superstorm Sandy was caused by HAARP. Like, what could you actually do about it?
I'm going to go up to HAARP and start fucking smashing the antennas. You know? Like, let's get people to go up. Like, we see protests all the time for some stupid shit sometimes.
Yeah.
But why don't we get enough people to say, like, enough of this, like, HAARP crap and trying to control the weather?
See, here's where, like, I think people get freaked out, or I'll get freaked out.
I'm freaked out right now.
All right, let's say, hypothetically, let's say we started a movement. Let's go destroy, like, all these secret government projects. You don't think you'll die?
Yeah, I will.
You'll get killed.
I would get killed really fast.
Right? So,
and then it'll be ended up on the news like,
oh, he committed suicide.
He was a conspiracy theorist, you know. He shot himself because he thought like the aliens were coming or something like that.
Yeah, something stupid, right?
Just to let you know, here's on record because it's going out to everybody.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It's going to be on our podcast thing. I'm not going to do that. I would never do that. Even if aliens did come down, I would let them kill me before I would kill myself. Just to put that out there.
But but that's like, how many mysterious deaths happen around like shady projects?
A lot. And you can see that. I watched this is a report from 2014
about what? HAARP?
Which this I'm gonna pull it up. Hold on. Because I think this is pretty good. And this is just an ex-Japanese finance minister claims United States have threatened with an earthquake weapon. So this is just like kind of what we're talking about. And I remember reading this before where they were saying, this video is long too, but there's a lot of reports you could read online and you could see this guy talk where he claims, I mean, this guy's a crazy guy, but I'm trying to find the part where the actual minister from Japan talks. I think it's in here.
And we create on a small scale what the sun normally
I mean, you can link it up in the show notes so people can watch it.
Yeah.
So what do you actually say?
Here.
European oligarchs.
He claimed that the United States threatened him or threatened like Japan, saying like, if you don't sign like a deal, I'll get you more information. But anyway, it was like control over the financial system with the group of Americans and Europeans and all this. It's more advanced than I could think about. But the United States and these other powers wanted certain control over these finances. And they were like, all right, if you're not going to do this, something's going to happen to you. Or an earthquake may hit. We don't know. And then supposedly, like a couple of days later, like the tsunami and the earthquake hit.
That's phenomenal if we could do that.
But it always begs the question, like thinking about that, like just shooting a ray up into the atmosphere and heating it up over Japan is going to really cause this, or
probably not that, but maybe they have other weapons.
So
if they have like a control the weather, you don't think they have an earthquake weapon?
Yeah, like all of a sudden they hit the button. All right, get that earthquake weapon out. Yeah, we got to send it over here. Hit it.
They probably explode something in the fault zone that just triggers an earthquake.
I mean, I could see that. Like, that seems more plausible than shooting like a ray up into the ionosphere in the upper atmosphere, heating it up, and then saying like it's now going to directly go over to Japan and cause an earthquake. Like, see, that's where it loses me, where it says like we're going to shoot it up and then it's going to go in the exact place that we want it to hit. Because a lot of times, like when you think of a plan, it doesn't always go to according to plan.
Sure.
You know, you always have to have a backup plan because something might happen.
Sure.
And who's to say like
it hasn't backfired? Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to go over somewhere else and click like an ally. And then they come back at us.
So what's wrapping this up? Because we can get down conspiracy theories.
I'm going to keep going all night, bro.
Well, that could be another topic for another day.
Well, we were talking with the ghost off the air about this, and I want to have one night where it's just kind of us
shooting the shit.
Just shooting the shit, and we can leave open like the tab, right? Just say, hey, if you want to comment on the show, you want to like, we'll have the forum. We'll leave the comment open on the YouTube channel.
So let's do that next week.
You want to do it next week?
Yeah,
let's build up more of like people in anticipation and get it, because it's kind of hard when we do some of the podcasts all over the place, and we don't really have a set schedule.
Yeah, because we're working.
Yeah, our schedules are all over the place. But I'm saying, we do something like maybe in a couple weeks we'll do something where like we get enough people, to write in.
Maybe like a live session.
Yeah, like where we just talk about certain things. Like.
Yep. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, because
what are their thoughts?
Before the podcast, usually we always just talk about certain things, and
the ghost's real name is.
You don't say that, dude. That's messed up.
What if I did?
I think he'd be very upset, and he wouldn't come back on the show.
He would never come back on the show.
Never again. He probably wouldn't talk to you.
His name then every day.
Michael Myers. What's his name? Michael Myers.
Yeah, that would be great.
But
so, what's your final thought on HAARP?
Like you were saying, I think it was a program that started well before the 90s.
Yep.
And it got into its heyday, with the construction with these 180, antennas put up, and they found out certain information, maybe some stuff that worked, maybe some stuff that didn't. And then all of a sudden, they were like, all right, we don't really need this facility anymore, but we're going to keep it using it. And now it's just open for the public.
Yeah, because they probably took all like the pertinent stuff out of there.
Yeah, which I didn't link in the. I'm gonna link also in the show. Behind the Gates of HAARP, Alaska, are the conspiracies real? And I think this is a cool video. If anybody wants to check this out, I'm definitely gonna link this up because I did talk to them. It's called His and Hers Vlogs. They just travel around Alaska, so it's His and Hers Alaska. But their page is His and Hers Vlogs, and it's kind of cool because they go around. And they put together the videos pretty well. But they did a tour of the whole
Good morning
HAARP.
From Gakona, Alaska. We are here at the U.S. government's brainwashing facility in the middle of nowhere. It's called HAARP, H-A.A.R.P.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like you get to see it up close.
Yeah, it just looks like antennas strung together.
Yeah, and this YouTube came out, 2016.
Why is she wearing tinfoil on her phone?
They were playing a joke, and they did like a tour. So you could take a tour of the facility, and they were just, wearing the hats. Yeah, and they even talk about Bernard Eastland in the video, where you hear like the tour guide talk about like that's where the conspiracy start.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a cool video because you could actually see what's going on. Like we said, now it's not a facility that's used really for anything.
Yeah.
That's like, think about like the facility around us, how guarded it was. Yeah, that was so guarded when we were younger.
Yep. Now it's open.
Now you could just go right through it.
Yep.
So that's what I think it is. It's a government program.
Or look at like Sandy Hook, right?
Yeah. They start using it for something, and then they don't need it anymore,
so they just open it up.
They found out what they needed to find out, and they're already 10 years ahead of us now, more than that is. So, yeah, I didn't really have any preconceived notions going into it. I kind of knew my thoughts and feelings, and because I saw videos on this before. And
yeah, it's just kind of interesting to look into.
No, I did, and that's where finding out more of this information about the patents, Eastland, that dude that put out these patents, and where the conspiracy thought. Like, I learned new information by doing this, but I don't think it changed my view on the government doing some shady shit, bro.
Nope, I think that's gonna be constant.
That's gonna be constant for you?
Yeah.
You just think the government's always gonna be
for the entire planet.
So,
Haddonfield, New Jersey.
Wrapping it up. You're gonna go see Halloween, October?
Yeah, man.
Would you go see Goosebumps with me?
I gotta look at the trailer. Is that with fucking, what's this, Jet Black again?
Jet Black? Yeah, Jet Black.
It looks
Jack
fucking
Black?
stupid.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, man.
Did you see the first one? So you
No.
didn't see the first one?
No. Was it stupid?
I enjoyed it. I'm a big Goosebumps fan, man.
I know, but
That's what I like. So, what do you think the next topic is? Should we, we'll put it up on our website. What we'd like you to do, if you like the show, spread it. Spread it to your friends.
spread it. Just spread it.
Spread it.
Spread it.
Like a conspiracy, like a virus. Just let everybody know about it. Give us a review on iTunes. That helps out. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel because you can watch us live as we talk back and forth and we beat each other up in the studio.
I mean, we almost did.
You did.
That was a great episode.
You got real pissed, bro.
Nobody
enjoyed that.
That was a great episode.
You were heated.
I was heated because it was who I thought it was.
Greg has his theories and he sticks with it.
Well, no,
that's a good thing about you. You
I
have
can
your
get swayed
theories
sometimes.
No, you have your theories.
Kenny Christensen.
And you always want to go in it. Like the first thing he comes in, he throws down the piece of paper. He's like,
"It's my theory.
Theories. Let's talk about it." So, what are your theories?
Yeah, man. You gotta get into your theories.
I know.
Like, it's good backstory. Yeah, built in 1993, 180 antennas.
Well, I like to give people
acres.
information.
No, I get that. But
you're getting heated now, bro.
Theories, man.
So, if you want to keep up with the show, check out nightmare365.com because that's where all of our information is.
Or Google Docs. We'll share everything with you.
I'll share my Google Docs with people. You want to find out some of the show notes that we have here? I'll throw them out on the Google Docs.
We'll sign a couple.
We'll sign a couple of the show notes. Boom. There you go. Souvenirs. Oh, we have some stickers coming too, man. So if people want to purchase T-shirts, Greg's wearing the T-shirt. Zoom in on that.
I always am.
You always are. You love that T-shirt. I do too. We're ordering more T-shirts, like we said. They should be here any day. And I got some stickers coming too, so that'll be up on our website. It's all at nightmare365.com for all your center of weirdness right here in our little studio.
That was a good segue. You almost stumbled there, but
what do you mean? A good segue to what? Wrapping it up?
No. You're right. Nightmare365.com. Center. You can find all of it.
You can find all of it right there.
Fool me once.
That was the best quote.
Can't get fooled again.
There's an old saying in Tennessee that I'm sure it's in Texas. And fool me once.
Bush.
Fool me once. Shame. Fool me twice. You can't get fooled again.
I fucking love that guy.
That was great. But yeah. So our next topic will be on our website, nightmare365.com. Until next time, let us know in the show notes on our YouTube channel what you think HAARP really is. Do you think it's a conspiracy?
Not anymore.
Do you think it's just a training facility?
Yeah, I don't
learn
think it's
about
a conspiracy
radio
anymore.
waves, anything like that. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time. And until next time,
stay spooky.